Yo guys, what's good? Cookie here. I am in jungle practice, and today we are doing the God Guide for Cthulhu. Cthulhu's finally dropped, no longer on PTS, he's out on public. We are here playing Cthulhu. I played a bit of him, 2 games actually to be specific. Got a good feel of him. Seems pretty cool. Basically in this video we're just going to be going over everything there is to know about him, his passive, down to every one of his abilities, and what builds I feel work with him and what would be cool to have with him. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into the first part of all the gods, the passive. Cthulhu's passive is not really that tricky, but can get a bit lost because it's kind of hard to tell. It's not a big indicator whether it's up or not, but you get used to it after a while. But basically, his passive is called Madness. Each one of Cthulhu's abilities apply this debuff called Madness. His X does, his A does, his B does, and all the attacks on his Y, which we'll get into. And the last attack, that right there, the last attack in his auto chain applies Madness. Basically, what does Madness do? Well, the farther someone goes into Madness, the crazier their screen gets, and the more that helps Cthulhu. Upon a sanity break, Cthulhu ends up getting a permanent mitigation, I think protection, one of the two, but I think permanent protections for magical and physical people, and it's a pretty cool passive because you get rewarded permanently for doing damage and utilizing your passive, which not many gods have. Basically, as you see, Ricola's screen, nothing, boom, boom, boom. As he can, if he looks above his health, there's that bar thing that shows his passive. I do it again,
and I have
wait
3 seconds of it, by the way.
And I do it again. Now shit should be looking weird. Does everything look weird?
No, actually, right now.
Well, it's because you gotta look at me. Okay, wait, give me a minute. There. You look weird. The things look weird. They look weird.
There's eyes and tentacles everywhere.
Yeah, and as you see, for each person,
it's a long time.
Yeah, for each person in Cthulhu's radius that has this madness, one of the eyes in his passive meter opens, and he gains physical power as well. So as long as, like, see, it just wore off, so the eye closed. Now I don't have any more physical power buff, but. Wait, one more, wait. There we go. Now he has madness again. I'm pretty sure the first one is I just start to glow.
It's a little more heavy now.
The other one, I think
there's like a cloud above me.
Yeah, I think the first one, I don't know if the first one does anything. The second one, I'm pretty sure makes me glow, and the third one makes all this tentacle stuff appear everywhere. I am now, like, to him, I look weird. Everything looks weird. It gives me passive. It gives me points. So the first ability is Sanity Break. It's this big cone attack that is kind of similar to just the normal basic thing, but just like obviously a bigger radius. And what it does is it just does straight up damage, but it works with his passive because if someone is looking away from him, it only applies 1 stack of madness. But if someone's looking towards me, like Nicole is right now, I use it. It applies 2 stacks of madness. And basically, what you would want to do is if someone's attacking you, like watch when it comes up, I'll show you. Yeah, I'll show you guys the combo that I use. It's get an auto attack chain, then immediately cancel that and do another auto attack chain, and boom, immediately madness. But the X is also even more useful because if he's in insanity and I do it again, there's an insanity break and he gets feared, like Hades' silence if someone gets blighted with Hades. So it's a pretty cool ability. You can use it in various different ways. It's more of a just straight up damage ability, I feel, and it's really useful for just damage. But yeah, it's interesting how you can use it. You can use it as an auto attack cancel. You can use it at the end of an auto attack chain for auto cancel. Like, I can get it up in time again to do it and cause the fear. It's a pretty unique ability. Well, that's pretty much there is to say about the X. Not really much to say. It's just a good amount of damage. I max the X because of how good it is, just for straight up damage. Like, it's really good confirm. Pretty hard to miss unless they dash. But other than that, it's a pretty good ability. The A is called the mire, and the mire basically is this area of effect ability that once you call it, it's a channeling ability. That channels twice, and as you channel, the bigger the ability gets. Basically, channel it, shoots down 2 bolts of that mire juice. We'll call it the mire juice. And the mire grows as those bolts come down. You can cancel it before any. Like, look, I cancel it immediately, just the mire. This slows people, obviously. It slows enemies. But you can cancel it, like, you can do a lot of stuff with it. But basically, each one of these bullets causes 1 effective madness. That first bullet slows the enemy, and if they're caught with the second bullet, actually, let's demonstrate the second bullet. So start moving around in the mire, just move in the circle around the mire. The second bullet roots you.
Stun.
For a couple, so it's like a 1 second root. And it's good to try and either A, keep people from leaving, because if you catch it at a good spot, you can do that, and then use your B, which we'll get into, or if you're running away, like if you're chasing me, chase me. This man's chasing me, I can just do that, and he's stuck, and I can just keep running. So there's a lot of different ways to use it. It's not too hard to hit if you just predict where they're moving. It's a lot easier to hit on gods that don't have dashes, because it's a lot less likely that they'll dash out of it. But yeah, pretty cool ability, pretty simple overall, and that's pretty much it for the A. Next, we move into the B. His pretty good dash. I think this is a really good dash. Boom. You feel really heavy when doing it. It's such a fun ability to use. So basically, you dash forward in this first sort of rectangle that you see in front of us, and those other 2 side things are 2 pools of like essence or energy that he conjures up next to him, and they follow me and move a little further than I do, and can get hit. They can hit enemy gods around. They can hit minions. It's a pretty good ability. If I move and like I hit them with my main part of the ability, it knocks them back, gives a bit of a stun. Pretty good to try and keep people from using abilities like quickly and to try and get good damage in. This also applies madness and or insanity, if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, it's a pretty far ability, and it comes out pretty quickly. Plus, you can also turn with it really quickly if you want to. So it's a good thing to keep in mind. Like if I want to go for him, but there's someone like right here, like where the mire is, I can pretend like I'm going for that, and then just whip around and go for him. So you can get a little creative.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like the potential of this shit is crazy. It's a really good ability. But that's pretty much it for the B. Quick tip: I tend to max the X and then the B because the mire is a little harder to hit, and it does good damage when it's maxed, but it's kind of just damage you want at the end, like late game. You don't want to be relying on that early game because it can be really hard to hit. Basically, max the X, then max the B, and you'll be pretty set. But that brings us in to the final ability, Descent into Madness. As you see, there's this giant cone effect, this giant circle effect, around me. So basically, what I do is I transform into my true form. Let's back up for this. Basically, anyone in this circle around me gets hit with damage immediately. And basically, we'll probably switch to your perspective for this, but once I activate it, I'm a giant monster dude, and I roam around, and I have 3 abilities. So basically, I have the normal ability that's just your normal auto attack, kind of, which is the X. The big swipe, you can just spam it if you really want to. Then you have this giant circle that you can throw on the ground. Big explosion, does a good amount of damage. Insanity also works well here, just for like if I come back down after it, I can do that stuff. So there's the swipe. There's the giant circle that you can throw down, which they all have pretty short cooldowns. Then you have the B, which at the cost of some of your health, as you just saw, watch my health go down. You cause a giant explosion that slows enemies, and if you're above half health, it heals your teammates and gives them movement speed, which can be really good to help your teammates get away. If you're below half, or not half health, I think a certain amount of health, because it takes percent out of your health. So we're going to show the heal off real quick. As you see, he's low health. Gold Fury slapping him. I use the B, and he gets healed. And he gets increased movement speed. It's pretty good heal, actually. Oh my god, it's actually really good heal.
Really good heal.
And I can literally, if I just want to keep my if I want to use, it also does damage. So if I want to just use it to keep my teammate alive, I could just spam my B. Literally, you could just use B, X,
Yeah,
B,
that's
X,
crazy.
and just try and keep them alive. If you just got into a fight and your teammate's about to die, you just do that over and over again and try and keep them alive. It could be really good. But
This dude is bonkers, bro.
yeah, he's a really good god. I feel like they kind of went a bit overboard with him. He's good. He's pretty OP. But anyway, let's get into a sort of the first build. My favorite build is if you're doing Joust, like we usually play Joust. So this is what I play for Joust. I get Guardian's Blessing, build immediately into Gauntlet of Thieves for the extra physical protection and magical protection once it's stacked. Then you get Shoes of Focus, because cooldown's a really big aspect on him. Then your main physical protection is from Breastplate, just because it gives you a good amount of mana, and the cooldown also helps. Because you want a lot of cooldown on this god, and that just makes, like, basically everything you have in here, it gives you a good amount of cooldown. These next three items are really good. So after Breastplate, you get Soul Gem, because that's a good amount of damage as well, because you also need damage, because this god does a lot of damage. I like building Bruiser. The Soul Gem passive is really good, because the X pop can be really good if you can time it right with the passive. Then you move into Pestilence, just immediate built-in anti-heal, just in case your enemy team is healing a good amount, plus it's a good amount of magical protection. The health also makes you really tanky, it's a really good thing to have. And then finally, I move in, I sell Guardian's Blessing for Spear of Desolation. And that's my final bit of damage. That's really all the damage you need. The item stack, so you can see that I have 3,000 health on a Bruiser build. Like, this is insane. And when I ult, it also gives me health. Like, wow, watch my health when I ult. I almost have 4,000 HP. I have 3,900. Like, it's crazy the amount of HP you get from the ult. But
Let's see the damage it does.
Yeah. Like autos are pretty, you know, just normal autos, but like the X hits hard. This hits hard. Even the mire hits hard. Like the mire's crazy.
Ooh. That's the hardest one right there, the mire, bro.
The mire can hit for a lot late game. Yeah, like autos don't really hit for that much, but like the mire is a good way to like channel. Like once you just get the insanity, that insanity thing, you really want to try and break their insanity as quickly as possible to get that stack on your passive. The alt, oh jeez, the alt is crazy. Like it just, the swipe, everything about the alt is amazing. Basically what you want to be doing is switching between the X and the A. It's a really good combo. Because if you use the X just constantly, there's a bit of a delay. You get max damage, like the maximum amount of damage if you just use the X and the A. Pretty good all around. That is a good Bruiser build for him. If you want to go full damage, what I would probably build is Attacker's Blessing, if you're playing Joust again. Because we usually play Joust. Attacker's Blessing, start Bancrofts, get Bancrofts, get Shoes of Focus, probably build in a Spear of Desolation immediately, then get another Soul Gem, because Soul Gem is, I feel it's really good item on him. It seems like he's sort of built for this kind of lifesteal, health, and cooldown. It just works well with all around with him. Then you'd probably want to build into something like Gem of Isolation. Once again, give your health up, get a lot more value out of his abilities, get them a lot more slowed. Maybe either sell attackers for maybe E-Staff or Soul Reaver. Soul Reaver is really good with him. If you feel like you're dying a lot, once again, Book of the Dead. Always I feel like it's a good item to pick up if you feel like you're dying a lot. It helps you live. It saved my life multiple occasions. Book of the Dead is such a good item. But yeah, let's try out this variation of build. Like it's good damage. Like it's crazy. Well, this is obviously with what's it called? Reduced cooldown, just so we can show everything off. But yeah. Wait, let's try something. I want to see if Soul Gem works. Okay, they thought of. Oh, they didn't think of it. Oh, that works. That is actually really OP. Oh man. Okay, Soul Gem just got 100% better. It's like so much better now. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so Soul Gem's passive does still work in his ult. That is really good. You'll be doing a lot more damage with that. That'll help you with damage a lot. So Soul Gem, yeah, I feel like Soul Gem's a really good buy. That is definitely a buy. I'm going to be eating that every time. It's a really good item on him. You guys should pick it up. And yeah, hopefully you guys can jump in, see what you guys like for yourself. Hopefully this guide helped you a bit, let you know a little bit more about the god. There's not really many counters that I can think of with him. Just sort of focus. Either you focus him as a team, either you go on him all out, or you don't go on him at all. Either ignore him, or put everything you have into him. Because his damage is insane, and his health is really good. So not one person is going to be able to take him down, sadly. Like, even like full damage,
especially with a good team.
You need to focus him. If he's going full damage, you have to focus him and get him out of the game quickly, because if you don't, you're fucked. Just because the amount of AoE he has, just everything about him is really good. You can't. So that is just my pro tip. Either give him all you got as a team, or try and avoid him for as long as possible, because he's kind of just there. Even as a tank, he can still do a good amount of damage, and he's very disruptive. He's such a disruptive god. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I have to say about him. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this guide. Hopefully it helped you. And hopefully you guys enjoy Cthulhu and go check him out for yourselves. But thank you guys for watching. Like if you haven't done that already. And hopefully we will see you in the next video. Peace.